Morning.
Okay, let me see who I have here today. Oh, Farah is here. How are you, Farah? And then I have Noel. Okay, Noel. Oh, you did well on your exam, I think. Yeah, for my SAT. Right. Kelvin also. Kelvin did well. All three of you passed my SAT last semester. Good job. Very good job. Oh yeah, Kelvin, your surname is Shak, right? There's another Shak in this class. Shak, where are you? Can you talk to me, Shak?
Yes, my name is Melissa.
So good to hear your voice.
Really?
I it didn't come across my mind that you will continue to degree because last time you came to visit us, visit us, you were working already.
Yeah.
Kan? How long did you work there?
Uh, Only 2 years.
2 years. So ada
Yeah,
experience lah kan?
yeah.
So
In
wow, why do you decide to like stop working and then further your study?
I really don't know. It directly like suddenly come to my mind that I want to continue like this.
Very good, very good. You have a good mindset. Yes.
Yeah, but I think I need to work hard lah. Yeah, because already been 4 years already. I didn't touch the course.
It's not that you need to work hard. You must.
Yeah.
I go through the list, right? Let me see. Where's the list? One moment. I check the list. I have a variety of students' background, like Shak. Shak. Where's Shak? Oh, bukan sini. This is DFT. RST. Like Shak. Oh, I think uh, according to this batch, you joined our diploma back in 2015, kan?
Yes.
Since that year, our DIA has been getting lots of changes. Okay, previously it was DIA, now it's DFT. Okay,
Oh, I see.
previously it's Diploma in Science Information Systems Engineering. Now it's DFT stands for Diploma in Information Technology. Okay, so
Okay.
let me recall. Who's in your batch last time?
Russell Lim,
Okay.
CKK, Andy.
Oh, CKK. Oh, Andy.
Yes.
Andy. He's in KL. He was in the SRC also, right? Andy.
Yeah. He further
Uh,
also.
Russell. He came back and then now he's working already, right?
Mm.
Okay. He was your class rep.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember. Oh, Dustin punya batch kah?
Yeah. Dustin. Yeah.
PP semua.
Yeah.
Where are they? In KL?
I think Dustin in KK also, but I didn't hear any news from him already.
Oh, no news ah.
Yeah.
In your class, there were only tunggu. Joey and Abilen.
Yeah.
Wah, 2015. How many years already?
Four.
Wah, okay. But satu lagi yang main futsal tu Liao kah?
Liao Lin.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yang main futsal tu. Okay.
But I think he is already graduate from KL, right?
I don't hear any news except for the most recent one that I met together with Dr. Chris and Miss Teng was Russell. We met at the KLIA airport.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Then the rest after your few visits, I don't hear any news already.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so for Sharp. Do you still remember who taught you programming courses last time? So
Program
cannot recall whether I was the one who taught you,
Miss Tang, I think.
Miss Tang. How about your OO, object oriented?
Oh, oh,
Was it
uh,
Miss Tang? Oh, not Miss Tang. Either me or Miss Alice. OOPT.
I think it's Miss Melissa.
Yeah, now I remember. Andy's group, they are doing the library. Okay, library system. And then after that, there's a GUI and web application using Java.
Yeah.
Who taught you that? Was it me?
Yes. I think
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So for your syllabus back then, you have PCD1, PCD2, okay, C programming, and then Java, and then go to GUI and web app. Web application. I really hope you still keep some of it, your notes.
Yeah, I still inside my laptop.
Okay, bagus, bagus. Because our course BAIT 2113 Web Application Development, it's the same thing. It's a web app also, but back in your time, you were using Java. Okay, Java
Mm.
programming. Um, I think we used NetBeans, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
NetBeans. So, yeah, you must work hard lah. Okay, I
Yeah.
look at the list. You really must work hard. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Shap, for talking with
Okay.
me. Yeah, you should switch. Yours should switch on your camera when you talk so that I can remember how do you all look like.
Hold on.
Ah, I'm. Oh, why you lose weight already? Wah.
Yeah, I lose a lot.
How did you lose your weight? I need to lose my weight. You see, my skin is lacking of collagen already. I need to
Mostly
I
I
need
doing
to
jog lah,
get
yeah.
rid of this. Jogging,
Mostly, yeah, jogging.
jogging lah.
Yeah.
Not my favorite thing to do. Jogging lah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really works. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, Sha. Okay. And then let me see. Just now I mentioned Farah, but you haven't said hi to me yet, Farah. Next, I see. Uh, oh, there's a. What happened to your mic, Farah? Oh, you just came back. So for Farah, Noel, and Kelvin, I think you will be happy. Or you are outside. You are happy this semester. You get many classmates, and I believe some of you also. No. Some of the courses currently handled by KL as well, right? So we have like hundreds of classmates.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it called? Okay. For I want to ask for RST1 because three of you joined RST one starting from semester one, year one. Okay, for your programming, problem solving and programming, you studied using C sharp,
No. C++.
C++. Okay, using C++. And then what else? You have taken database, you have taken SAD, you have taken, last semester with Miss Tang, visual programming, right?
Oh yeah, not same.
Visual programming. What were you all using?
Visual Basic.net.
Visual or VB.net. Are you using Microsoft Visual Studio
Oh yeah, the same one.
2019?
Yeah.
So meaning you all are familiar with Visual Microsoft Visual Studio 2019. That's the latest one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good for you, Russell. Yeah. Um, Now I'm trying to like summarize all of the students' various background now, what you have gone through and so on. Okay, so in terms of Microsoft Visual Studio, I think I have like three of you to guide me. The reason is that um, uh, last week I was quite worried already because I received nothing at all, even during the semester break, nothing. So I didn't prepare anything for BAIT 2113. I sent email asking for the materials, and finally I got the reply last Friday. It's already 4 plus in the evening. 4 p. So when I look at the material, the CC in KL, she only sent me the notes. Okay, the notes and also the practical question. Okay, the notes, if you check my Google Classroom, so far I've only uploaded chapter 1, right? Chapter 1, and then I also uploaded the course briefing. In her version, it's combined in one file, but I want to like split it up. And then I did some like editing because as a lecturer, I don't think it's like fit to give just like that to the student. My plan is to convert your slides to PDF format. I was about to like continue with chapter 2 the other day, but then there are too many animations. Okay, too many animations. So the series of codes or text, it's like overlapping each other in just one slide. So then it's if I want to give you all a proper PDF showing everything, I need time to do that lah. Okay, so it will be like I need time to do that. Please check from time to time lah. Okay, but I will make sure that we will follow the course plan, the weekly plan. If you go to your intranet, see your timetable, I believe you can download the course plan there. Course plan is also known as Form B, the weekly lecture topic, practical topic that we will go through. Okay, and as for the practical, I will, when is our practical? Tomorrow, right? Okay, tomorrow afternoon, I will upload the practical question. The material given to me was in it's in Microsoft Word document. Let me show you. If you're okay with it, I can just give it to you. Let me see. Um, I need to really get used to my this new Meet. Okay. Okay, this is practical too. It's in words. But then, if you look at the instructions, you see, it's everywhere. You get what I mean? Oh, I cannot believe that the CC just like share this with the branches. Boleh nampak kan? Anyone would like to do an extra job? Help me with this practical question. If you all can wait, then I will do the same thing with your lecture notes. I really need to reorganize this. Okay. Lintang Pekang very messy. I also cannot believe it. This is the first time that I cannot give materials to my students. So give me time. I will upload this material nicely formatted for you in PDF, because I don't want that once I upload it to the Google Classroom and then you open from there and it will become misaligned, out of a layout and so on. Okay. So that's my hope lah. Please be patient. Thank you so much. Okay, and then let me see. So that's another batch of student. Okay, let me check my timetable. Not timetable. Let's see the next batch of student that I have here. Okay, Shark is 2015. Next is Alvin, 2017. Alvin, can you talk to me? Is he here? Oh, Alvin, can you talk to me? Or you will use text? Okay. I hope you perhaps can try to find way to. Oh, I can see you. At least I can see you. Okay, good. Oh, I'm quite surprised that you also have decided to join. What's your or what came into your mind? Are you still using the laptop that you newly bought for your final year project last time? How's the RAM and also the speed? Because now if you want to do some heavy stuff, you need to upgrade your RAM. Okay. 12 gig. 12 gig. Is that storage? RAM? 12 gig RAM? Let me see. What do I have for mine? Okay. Okay. Okay, boleh lah. Boleh lah. Okay. Okay. So for okay, for Alvin, your batch. Let me try to recall. Alvin, siapa your batch? Is it? Oh yeah, tapi we don't have degree that time, right? And finally, this year baru no, not this year. Last year. It was offered, but then because of the number of students and number of lecturers, we cannot offer RSD year one and year two. Year two would be like diploma students like you all straight away proceed to year two. So I'm glad that you all came back lah. Okay, so for Alvin, previously you have some difficulty with my class, right? Programming. Was it a GUI web app using Java, NetBeans? Was I the one who taught you web app Java? Because I remember back then, DIS student only learn C programming, Java, and then for web app, or another lecturer, then it must be Miss Alice. Was it Miss Alice or Dr. Chris? Web application using, Miss Alice. Okay. Then what courses did I taught you? Now I cannot remember. Okay, let me check. OPT, yes, still Java lah. Okay, very good. Don't worry, all your courses that you have taken will give you some. You will be able to recall certain things. Okay, so your batch. Yeah, Ryan, our 16-year-old boy, kan? Ryan. I wonder what he's doing now. Ryan, he was our special case. He joined our diploma when he was only 16 years old. I remembered he went to KL together with who's close with him? Who's that boy? I cannot. I remember his face. Cannot recall his name. The one with good English, very fair. Cannot remember his name. Irfan, Jackson. Tunggu, Jackson. Which one? Which Jackson? John. Oh, Johan. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, Johan and Ryan. Okay, now I remember already. So I have 2015, 2017. For web application wise, Java, you use NetBeans. Okay, so I have various background. Now let me go. Okay, thank you, Elvin. So let me go through the list. Next, okay, ini beramai-ramai join ini. I'll start with Lim. Mana kau Lim? You are my mentee. I didn't even know that you are interested in furthering your study.
Hi, Miss.
How are you?
Doing good.
Good. What's Shamini doing now?
I
Back
think
in Laos,
he back in Laos already, long time ago. He said he want to study, but his parents discussed with him and they got financial problem. So they stay there.
Okay. But then both of you have, for your batch, I think your batch was the first one to together with the May intake. You were the October intake.
Yeah.
Okay. First batch to go out for internship instead of doing final year project.
Yeah, during
Okay,
our
like
semester.
the previous batch, like Elvin's batch, Shak's batch, they all need to do final year project like a zombie. I remember them becoming zombie to do their final year project. But for your batch, no final year project, you need to go out for internship.
Yeah.
Okay, so far, okay, I remember you in my class. You were in my web app, okay, Java. That's the only course involving web app, right? There's no web system technology course yet, right?
Yeah.
Belum ada. I think after you, they introduced another one, another web app related course called Web System Technology. Okay, so you know Java, you know NetBeans. Now, can you share a bit? What kind of tasks were you given during your internship? Any programming tasks or just the technical part?
The technical partner mostly. I follow the senior to go out and serve the customer
Okay,
many
okay,
places.
okay. So you're good in the technical part lah. Very good. Then you can be my student support. It's good that I have a various background, students with various background. Okay.
Okay, my
Thank
kids.
you, Lim.
Thank you.
Okay, next is May Intake 2018. Let me see, siapa yang ada? Oh, Celine Chin Siu Ting. Are you here?
Hi, Miss.
Now I remember you. Yesterday we had a meeting. I was asking the other lecturers. I remember Chin Siu Ting, a girl, but I cannot recall the face. I cannot recall. I know there's an English name, and then Celine, Celine, and then they mentioned Queenie. Then I remember Queenie and Bell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The three girls in my class. Okay, for your case, Celine, let me see. Oh, DSF student bahkan? No.
Yeah, DSF.
Okay, the 2018, you all were my DSF student. Lim, he was my October intake DIS student. Okay. Okay. For your batch, I think you have a additional course, right? Like
Yeah, additional.
you'll learn OO using Java, correct? Adakah? Object oriented using Java.
I don't think.
Tiada.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't-
okay. But then I remembered macam ada Miss Alice handle OO, and then at the same time I was the one who taught you Web System 2454.
Yeah.
Web System Technology.
Yeah.
And then after that you all took a web app using Java. Adakah?
I don't think we took web app.
Web app tiada.
Yeah, tiada.
Okay, must be the other batch, your junior. Okay, for your batch, DSF, software engineering student. Okay, for the web system, we built web app, right? Using, what did we use? PHP and also MySQL, correct? We use Apache server. And then you'll learn about Ajax and so on. I think I remember your group. Your group is together with Yong, kan?
Yeah.
And then you did a feature on forgot password, was it?
I forgot about that assignment.
Because I remember Queenie, where you already did that, but there's a problem with our internet connection. So, but then it works like click forgot password and then okay. In one of the syllabus, additional feature is the email function. Oh, okay. So you use Apache server, okay? Apache server. Why I mentioned that is in my chapter 1 later. There's one slide talking about the list of web server. Okay, thank you, Celine. Good to see you. Siapa lagi? Daniel, mana kau Daniel? Can you talk?
I miss.
Where you? I cannot see you. Okay, now I remember. Daniel, you're not interested to work. You want to further study.
Actually, I want to work, but pandemic happened. Cannot.
But
Cannot.
pandemic happened, and then you have lots of money.
No lah. I don't have any money at all.
I expect you to work harder, ya, Daniel.
Yeah, miss.
Paham kan?
Nah.
Jaga kau. I will ask you to repeat what I say. So you for Sam with Celine, your group or the web app, your title was it the music club?
Yeah.
Music club kan?
Ah.
Together with Phil and Abel.
Yeah.
And then back then I remembered Abel yang banyak buat kerja kan.
That's stressful.
So that one was web app using PHP, all right, MySQL. And then for my course now, we are using different language. Okay, we are using C#. Okay, we are using C#. For Noel, Farah, and Kelvin, you already learned C++, so basically it's almost similar. But then for Daniel and then the rest, if you all took the PCD, all right, PCD 1 and 2 using C programming, also quite similar lah. Okay, the basic syntax. So Daniel, I really hope this
Chill,
time.
miss. Chill, miss. Relax. I will work hard.
Oh, I like that. Okay, Miss Melissa, chill. Okay, chill. I need to do the yoga pose. Okay, I'm glad that you joined us. All right, thank you, Daniel. Siapa lagi? Oh, Ivan. Ivan, where are you?
I miss.
Oh, I really miss you all, all these students. So I just happy to see you all on camera. Did you like really waited for the RSD to be offered, the year 2 to be offered?
I thought it would be year 1.
You what?
I thought it would be year 1 because Miss Teng said last time apa tiada credit transfer kah, and then when I checked out, year 2 okay lah.
Oh, boleh lah. Okay. I'm also surprised. Okay, let me. I need to show something. I remember you were in our video. I think everyone in your class were in our promotional video, right? To introduce our new
The
campus.
suburb branch, yeah.
Yeah. I like your promo. Let me see. Where is it? It's quite new, the new program handbook. One moment, yeah. Or perhaps I'll show you this one later. So again, same thing. You took web system. You were in the same group with
Go and Nelly.
Ago and Nelly. Oh, Nelly is he took some of our interns. Go and Nelly. What was your title already? Why I cannot remember? Sport kah?
Yeah, esports. Yeah, esports. I think. Yeah.
Sport. Who did most of the coding?
Ago.
What's Ago doing now?
Okay. Degree also, tapi in KL campus.
Yeah. So he went back lah.
Yeah.
He went back. Ada satu orang lagi. Siapa sudah nama dia tu? Selangor, from Selangor.
Cifu.
Cifu. Okay. Also back to KL. All right. Okay. So Ivan, you also masuk card. But then I can see that you have the determination, so I'm not that worried. But I will remember what Daniel said to me just now. Chill, okay. You all are already degree students. I just need to guide you. That's it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Okay. Now I'm wondering. This is already Wednesday. So meaning you all have already met each other before my class. Let me double check the timetable. I hope there's no back-to-back class for you guys because I need to arrange my time. My course briefing will not be very long, and then I just need 1 hour for the chapter 1. Okay, where is it? Degree. I'm looking at the timetable. Okay. You are RSD2, Group 1, May 20 in Tech. Oh, this is Noel's group. Okay, Noel's group. Oh, Object-Oriented Programming, KL. Mr. Heng and also Dr. No Aida. This is new. I don't know Dr. No Aida. I know Heng, Mr. Heng. Okay, Wednesday. Your next class is at 12. Oh, 1 hour lunch. Okay. Okay. For my BAIT 2113, I have 2 groups lah. First group is Noel's group. Okay, and then the second group is the June 21 in Tech. The rest of you all lah. So Wednesday. For the others, you will be taking OOAD. Okay, OOAD. Since in diploma you already taken OOPT, right? Also 1 hour lunchtime. Okay, good. There's no back to back. Okay, so I mean, you're taking data structures and algorithm, Miss Kathleen. She's very good, Miss Kathleen. I know her. Currently she's doing her PhD. Miss Kathleen, KL. Software Engineering, Miss Surayani, HCI. Okay, research method. Okay, I no need to worry about the back-to-back class. I can just finish at 11. You go for your lunch, 1 hour, then straight to your next class. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Russell. Show yourself, Russell. Hi, Russell. Oh, I remember that mirror. Was it there last time? Macam tiada. You know? Always there. Then I remember the mirror. So how's the rest? Tunggu. Only you and Jonathan completed study, right? Finally.
Yeah.
I think you are very happy now that you can like join to another new environment.
More or less.
More or less. I'm happy because I have my programmers here. Help me out here, Russell. Let me check the chat. What did you type just now? C Sharp and .NET. Oh, bagus. So meaning in your during your internship, the company they're doing this, they're using the .NET framework, is it?
No. The company I was doing was more for IT solutions. So for internship, I was doing like setting laptops for another uni and repairing office computers.
Oh, technical stuff. Just like who's the girl in Happy punya batch. Siapa sudah tu girl, the assistant class rep.
Lai.
Liting.
Yeah.
Liting. She also did the same thing, the technical stuff lah. Because according to her, due to the pandemic, all the developer work from home, and if she wants to like complete her internship, the only thing that that's available that time was the technical part, like preparing PC for charity sent to schools and so on. So similar things.
Yeah. So because they were more client based, like we have to go to the client's location, and so I only had like 2 days of internship.
2 days.
Yeah.
Going out.
So
And then
the rest
back home.
was replaced with self-created assignments. So I learned C#.NET and Kotlin for Android.
Oh, Kotlin, 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 Android.
Yeah.
I think there's a course on mobile application development. Okay, then I will ask question. I will ask you for help. Terbalik sudah nih. Because I've just like gone through my chapter 1 slide last night, Russell. Because I only received the material last Friday, and then I was still on there. So you're familiar with the .NET framework, so you use C#, not VB lah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, very good, very good. What else? For your batch for 2018, you were the first one. Was it first one to go out for internship, right? Also, May intake, October intake. You'll learn web app.
Yeah.
Who taught you web app?
Miss Alice.
Oh, Miss Alice. Okay, Miss Alice. So you know Java, you know C#. Very good. Very good. Very good. How about Jonathan? Well, what's he doing?
He's still waiting for like other uni punya intake.
Local?
No idea. I just know that if nothing else, he'll come back here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if it's like 1 month later, jangan limpas the time lah, the deadline. I believe he can still catch up lah. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, okay, next siapa? Oh, okay, W. Wong. Is Wong here? Solomon? But then I always call you Wong, right? Not Solomon. Are you here? Oh. What happened to your mic? Can you turn on your camera? Okay, good. So as you can see, there are various student background. Okay, for our course, web application development. As long as you have basic in programming, you know web design, okay, familiar with HTML, right? Then what else? Database, okay, database. I'm sure you can pick up the contents properly. Hi, Wong. How are you? Oh, your mic also not working. If I can recall properly, Zuma. You were in Zuma for your internship? So did you get to do what you wanted to do? Or it's just a documentation thing? Oh, nice. Okay, so this is okay, our software engineering student, okay, PHP. Oh, I remember your group quite good. Tapi that time your group don't want to present. Marah nih. So I'm happy I have my programmers here in my class. Okay, I know that you're very fast in the to do the code, so you can help me out. This time I come without a preparation, Awong. I have to admit that. First time that I have a course coordinator, I think she thought that all the branches lecturers know this, but then again, this is our first program lah. Okay, our first program. How about your other friends? Siapa yang in group with you? Kwan kah? Siapa lagi tu? Ada Yong, ada siapa lagi tu? Oh, I cannot remember their name. Siapa lagi ya? Simon. Oh, Simon. Yeah, Simon. Pierre. Okay. Yeah, those are the DSF students. Yes, good. All right. What else? Oh, so now, do you have have you touched anything on C#? No, but then just now you mentioned about code. Which language you are using? CFML. Oh, that's new to me. Is it a 4th generation language? ML machine language. Oh, markup language. How different it is from HTML? Is it meant for web or just for like document? Not a web document. Enterprise application. That's cool. These are the things that students learn during the internship. Okay, I hope by you sharing what you did for your internship, answer Kelvin's. Kelvin, you did ask me what to expect when you go out for internship, yeah, Kelvin. So I think you heard almost everything about what they did for the internship. So Wong, I have Russell, I have Noel. I'm happy. So I'm just going to enjoy my BAIT 2113. Okay. Thank you, Wong. All right. Now, let me show you the what I wanted to show you. The briefing, right? Okay, I have the course briefing. So far, let me share my screen. Ooh. Okay, so this is what we have. Elvin and Sharp, make sure you have Microsoft Visual Studio. The latest version now is 2019. Let me see. Oh, Elvin sudah join. Bagus. So everyone is here. Very good. And just now I mentioned about okay, I've given you the course document. Okay, web application, the form B, lecture notes. So I have the course briefing, introduction. Okay, this is for tomorrow. As for the past year question, this one is quite old. Okay, I didn't get any other materials from my CC mistake. but the passing question, I got it from Dr. Chow. I remembered back in 2019 when I was the CC for Web Systech, okay, for DSF student, I need to prepare the materials from scratch, yeah, and then set the exam question. So I asked KL for help. Unfortunately, Dr. Chow mentioned to me that they're using ASP.NET, and then for our Sabah branch, we're using PHP. But then he still shared the passing question to me lah. And then I take a look at the code. It's BAIT 2113 lah. Okay, so you can see that back then when it was face-to-face, it's a 1 hour exam. This is a face-to-face 1 hour exam. 30% means 2 questions only lah, just like the web system. You can see that you need to know the theory, the concepts in the context of the .NET framework, and then we're using ASP. Okay, so this is what I have lah. Whatever that I have, I want to share with you. And then for the 2018, they are set A and set B lah. So I'm very thankful to Dr. Chow with his help that I can set the web system final exam also. Okay. On and off, I will give you all a class activity question. This one means a question. All right, so I will post this. Okay, at the moment it's still in draft mode. And then quiz for Russell and also siapa lagi? Russell's, yeah, last time I thought you was SAD, right, last year? Oh yeah, Russell. I remember your Nestle assignment?
Yeah.
Very good assignment. And I use it for Noel's class. Last semester, I taught them SAD. They're the first batch. I don't have any RSD example, so I use your group's assignment again, Nestle. And I will use it again. Okay, very good assignment. I really like that. I think I remember you, whatever that I asked you all to clarify, justify, you managed to do it and then present it in the appendix. It really helps in explaining to the new students. Okay, so credit to you and also Jonathan, your SAD, Nestle SAD question. Okay, for Russell, Patch, and also Noel. Okay, I think Noel, Kelvin, and Farah, you're familiar with my quizzes. For Russell, previously, last year, I didn't use any gamified quiz like Kahoot, but this year I was like using quizzes, a very short quiz, like 5 questions. Perhaps I can give you the quiz next week before we start with a new lesson. Okay, I try to give this every week. Okay, 5 questions, a gamified quiz live. I will do it live, something like Kahoot. Previously, I do quizzes, but then I created it from scratch using Google Forms, so it's not gamified. Okay, now let me see. Just now when I was talking to Ivan, I wanted to show you something. This is quite new for me also. Let me see. RST, where's my RST? I cannot find my RST. Okay, I find it already. This is new, yeah. This is the program handbook for RSD 2021. In KL, okay, our faculty is Faculty of Computing and IT, and then our program is under this department, this particular department, Department of Software Engineering and Technology, SET. The FOCS, they have gone through like reshuffle of their departments, and certain programs get to be assigned to different department or remain in that particular department. So the RSD now is in SET, okay, Department of Software Engineering and Technology. Okay, that's why Ivan, you can see that you can straight away join to year 2. No longer need to start from year 1, because it has already been like parked under SET lah, software engineering. So you all are our diploma and software engineering students, right? So this is what I want to share with you all lah. Okay, just now. All right, let me close this. Okay, let's start with the, okay, but then this one will be a little bit small, but you can open on your side. Okay. This is a course briefing, so I will do a recording. Okay, it's recording. Now for the course briefing, let me start with our course name. Our course name is Web Application Development. Okay, our course code is BAIT, all right, under IT, 2113. It's a core course. Okay, let's take a look at the synopsis. Knowledge and skills in what? Okay, this one. Developing and deploying server-side dynamic web applications. So for the DSF students, software engineering student, you have learned this web system in your during your diploma. But then back then, we developed a web app using PHP, and then database is MySQL. All right, server side. We use Ajax. I remember Ajax, and so on. Okay, so for our 2113, we will be using another different approach. Okay, so what else you need to know? It will be event driven. So for Noel, Calvin, and also Farah, you'll learn Visual Basic, right? So it's similar, like when there's a button, okay, when you click on it, so you listen for the click event. So it's event driven, similar to the GUI and web app, Shark and also Alvin. But then that time, you all were using Java, all right? And then to create the web app, you use Java for your, I think I still remember you use MVC, Model View Controller. For the controller would be your servlet, which is your Java file, okay, coding in Java. And then for your view, you use HTML, right? HTML, so there's a JSP, Java Server Pages, and also model for your database. Since we are using NetBeans, I believe in NetBeans we call it as Derby, okay, the Java database Derby, right? So all these are event driven as well. Okay, data driven, you will connect to the database, all right? By using server controls. Server controls would be like when you have your web form, all right, your web form, you have the label, what do you call that, text box, what else, radio button, checkbox, all those. If you want to connect it to your server, so you need to add in some, since you are using ASP, you will add in some ASP text. Okay, and other extended tools and technology. This one I've yet to do further research. Okay, so everything like data binding and so on, client states, consistent site design, okay, validation, all these are typical tasks that need to be done for a web application. And what I see here is deployment. Okay, for Shak and also Alvin, our GUI web app, the web app, we didn't deploy our web app. But then I remembered, this one student, I don't remember he's in which batch, perhaps Shak's senior.
Chun Ken?
Bukan.
Oh, no.
Itu Ken yang funny guy kan, bukan.
Yeah.
He used PHP instead of Java, so he was able to deploy his web app for his final year project. But then I remember you didn't deploy the web app, right? Okay, but then for 2018 students, okay, taking web system, PHP, I remembered I taught you all how to deploy your application. We use, what was the free hosting? 000, yeah. And then you did try how to host it, upload your files, okay, FTP, and deploy the web app, right? Okay, this is a prerequisite because I won't be teaching you all HTML. Okay, so like the text boxes level, creating forms, all those already covered in the web design and development. Okay, this is important, the learning outcomes, because Ivan's group, I'm sure you all remember how you all are you were the first batch of DSF, and then you need to go through the full MQA audit before you graduate, right? Okay, so now it's the same thing. You are in the now currently the first batch of RSD students. So before you graduate, we need to go through a full audit for RSD. Okay, so try to recall what are the questions that NQA asks, and then normally they will ask about like the learning outcomes, outcome based, blended learning, all those. Okay, so I want to take my time to really explain this. Ours is according to the NQA. Student learning now must be outcome based. All right, outcome based, meaning a teacher will become something like someone who deliver the material. Okay, it will be student centered. That's why just now I've shown you my class activity question that is for my blended learning. I have a YouTube video for you to watch, and then we also covered that particular topic during the lecture, and I give you a chance to provide your input. Everyone can contribute. You can comment each other's answer. You can edit your answer also for blended learning. Okay, let's take a look at the 3 learning outcomes here. The first learning outcome, concepts and programming logic. Okay, for server-side application, C4. Whenever I see C4, C3, these are cognitive skills. Okay, let me confirm, yeah. Cognitive skill. So learning outcome number 1 will be tested using your test and exam. There's a typo here. Exam, now during the pandemic, it will be online assessment, FOA. Okay, so you need to know all the theory, the concepts, especially on the building of a server-side web application. There are 2 types, the client side and server side, but we will focus more on the server side. Okay. And then next one is learning outcome number 2. You need to create, debug, optimize, and maintain. So these are practical skill. Okay, you need to demonstrate your practical skill using appropriate tools. So we'll be using Microsoft Visual Studio. Okay, so P4. Okay, P4 is psychomotor. P stands for psychomotor. Psychomotor practical skill. P3 is guided response, means I show you how, say I type a code, I show you, and then you follow. Okay, guided response. Or the practical exercise, there are step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You read the instruction and then you do it on your own. That is P3, guided response. So what is P4? P4 means there's no need for you to wait for instruction. You already know what to do. So say, for example, okay, can you create one web form for me? Include all these text boxes. I want 2 buttons, a submit button and say cancel button. Then straight away you can do it on your own. No need for me to say, okay, first you go to file, create new project. No. Okay, so don't worry, all our practicals will be up to level P3 guided, because we have the practical exercises with all the steps. After you master all this, then for your assignment, then you should demonstrate that you know how to do it already. So let's take a look at learning outcome number 2. Okay, tested in assignment, right? And then at the same time, the assignment will also be assessing learning outcome number 3, cognitive, because you need to solve. Okay, you need to give solution. Normally in a software development, whether you're developing web app, you're developing a mobile app, right? As a developer, we need to use our cognitive skill to give solution to our clients. Okay, so it's up to C3, means at least you know how to analyze. Okay, analyze and then come up with a solution. So again, similar to learning outcome number 1, you must use, we focus on server side. Okay, server side. Okay, so these are the 3 learning outcomes. So let's see what skills that you should obtain at the end of the semester. C2. C2 means your cognitive skill, yes, correct. Learning outcome number 1 and 3. And C3A. C3A would be the practical skills. Okay, practical skills as shown, assessed through the assignment. I haven't received your assignment question yet, but then I will let you know once I have it. Okay, so these are our course content. Okay. For course, the weekly plan, I will refer to the Form D, the course plan that you can download from the intranet. Now, this is very important, the learning and teaching activity. So I can give you this hour lecture, the practical hour. So I can give you for this face-to-face virtually. This is the most important thing. Okay, you yourself for independent learning asynchronous, yeah, like for to cover this particular content, you need to give yourself additional like 2 hours at home. Oh yeah, you're definitely at home. Means on your own. Means you do additional practice, or you while doing your codes, then you research for more info and so on. There are a lot of tutorial for ASP.NET. Okay, so you can see that for every content, you need to give time. You need to do this. Okay, on your own. All right, you need to do this on your own. Extra. Okay, it's not extra because it's already listed here. So it means that if I give you these hours, but you yourself, you don't even bother to like spend at least 1 hour to like master it, do practice, find some info about that, then you won't be able to achieve all the 3 learning outcomes, especially this one for the P4. Okay, P4, which is the practical skills. Okay, so to help you all to do the assignment, make sure you try all the practical exercises and then find some more examples. Okay, let's see. There will be assignment and test. I haven't received the course assessment plan yet, so I'm still looking at whether there will be a test or just assignment. Okay. Oh, I think it's only assignment. Now I remember. This is for the normal condition, yeah, but then due to the pandemic, CC they can like propose a new method of assessment. So this time it will be 100% assignment. Okay, 100% assignment. It's still 70-30, so your FOA is 30%. Okay, so the grand total is 120 student learning time, means hour that I can provide to you, plus your own independent learning. So it's 120 student learning time, means our credit hour is 3. Okay, this course is 3 credit hours. Okay, what else? Okay, we'll be using this, already mentioned. Okay, the main references, like if you want to confirm our codes, we can always look at the documentation online. Okay, the C# documentation, ASP.NET entity framework. I like this entity framework. It really make it convenient for us. And then for the IDE that we're using, Microsoft Visual Studio, this is the online documentation. Okay, so you can see that everything is online using the official website. All right, so that's the syllabus. Now let's take a look at the Form B. Form B, or the weekly course plan. Okay, weekly course plan, week 1. We try to cover the introduction part. Our course is not tutorial, yeah. And tomorrow we'll start with practical 1. I will make it available tomorrow. And then next week will be chapter 2. Okay, chapter 2 is on server controls and site design. All right. CRUD. I hope you'll still remember CRUD, create, retrieve, update, delete. So this one shows a data driven. Okay, chapter 3 is about event driven programming. Okay, let me go down. Week 14, deployment. But then I really hope that we can cover it a little bit earlier so that at least we have one session for our revision before the FOA. Okay, so that's our weekly course plan. All right. Before I give you all a break, so let me give you a briefing, a very short briefing on our course. All right, course briefing. If you have already accepted my email invitation, you are already in my Google Classroom. The learning outcomes just now already mentioned. The first one is the cognitive skill up to level 4, assessed through the there's no test exam, and then learning outcome 2 and 3 will be assessed through your assignment. Okay, practical skill and also cognitive up to level 3 means you need to solve the problem. Okay, I got this from the Bloom's taxonomy document. Cognitive means mental skill and knowledge. So C3 is up until application means to solve the problem in a new situation. So you will get to see this in your assignment question. So you need to apply what you learn in the classroom. Okay, and for the exam, the question will be up to C4, means analysis. Okay, let me see. Yeah, C4. Learning outcome 1 will be assessed in your FOA. Analysis, it's up one level from application. You need to separate the whatever that you have learned into several components so that you can understand the overall view. Okay, and then we also have the psychomotor domain, which is the second learning outcome, P4. Psychomotor means manual or physical skills. So in this case, it would be a practical skill. Look at the second bullet. The learn responses means the guided response. Yeah, like in the practical exercises, you have the instructions and then you do it instruction and you do it. The learn responses will become habitual, means you already know what to do. Okay, so you can perform the task with confidence and proficiency, right? Now, Ms. Tang asked us to explain the CLO PLO clearly during our first class, okay, because RST is a new program. Yet to get our full accreditation, we need to go for MQA, FA before you graduate. Now you are in year 2. All right. For the PLO, learning outcome number 1, we are referring to PLO 2. Learning outcome 2 is PLO 3. PL is not program leader, Ms. Tang. This is a program learning outcome, means for your RST program. Okay, and then all these learning outcomes are course learning outcome for BAIT 2113, WAD. And then learning outcome number 3 refers to PLO 2. All right, so let's take a look at this. Just now I show you the program handbook. I believe you all have the latest one. I'm not sure about Noel batch, whether you have the latest handbook or not. But here, this is, I took it from the program handbook 2021 RST. PLO2 means the critical thinking. Okay, PLO3 is the practical part, developing software application. These two are what we're going to do in this course, right? Yeah, confirm. This is the revised due to the pandemic. We don't have tests, so for coursework, it's 100% assignment. So contribution would be 70% out of your whole grade. Final exam is 30%. And as you can see from our previous exam, even though it's not the latest one, but then I believe for the FOA, because now they are already standardized it, it might not be just 2 questions. Okay, because this is online assessment and it's an open book, so we have a look lah. All right. Assignment to be announced soon, but it's about developing and deploying. So if you're familiar with web hosting, so this one will really help you deploy server-side dynamic web applications, right? Coursework mark, make good is restricted. Okay, and then for a degree, if you fail coursework, I think this is the same for diploma students also. Once you fail the coursework, then you are required to repeat the course, but I don't want you all to repeat the course, right? Okay, that's the end of the course briefing. If you have any question, you can put in the chat box or you can turn on your mic. All right, so let's check our 5. Yeah, the test already revised. Already revised. So you really need to like try all the practical exercises, and then if you encounter any error, you can like share with the others. Okay, then you all help each other. You all learn new things about troubleshooting, and I can also learn from you all, or perhaps I also encountered the same problem and I can share my solution to you. So from the learned responses, it will become habitual for us. So okay, straight away we know, oh, Miss, then I think we can do this. Okay, because everything that we're doing is practical skills to develop the web app. All right, so let's take a 5 minutes break. Okay, I put that in the chat box. Okay, 5 minutes break, and then I'll continue with chapter 1. Okay, I'll see you. All right. I'm back. Let's see. I'll do the chapter 1, Introduction to Web Application. If you have any question, you can turn on the mic, right? And if my internet is unstable and then you cannot hear me clearly, like my voice is breaking up, you can let me know also. If you have any question, either you put it in the chat box or now I'm turning on the Q&A. Right, so in case there's any question. And I will start the recording. Oh yeah, I think I need to show this to some of you all. Other questions? Testing. Okay, good. If you do a testing, so someone can, if your other friends click the upvote, and then there are several questions, then I will know like there are 10 questions, and then this one particular question get upvoted like for 6 times. So I know that that is a number 1 question priority that I need to answer lah. And then say, for example, I've already answered your question, then for me, I can mark it as hidden or I can mark it as answered. So say for example, I can see that someone upvoted. Okay, so say for example, testing is successful, means I already answered Noel's question. So I will mark it as answered, something like that. Okay. Just in case while doing my lecture, you have any questions, then you can ask a question here lah. Okay. Thank you for testing. That's my first ever question. Even though I always turn it on, students never use it for my classes. Okay, the one that I want to show is this one. As long as you have for your for BIT 2113, I sent you 3 emails. The first email is to invite you all to my Google Classroom, and then another 2 emails this one event, okay, invitation for our lecture. This one will be repeated 14 times, right? If there's any Meet recordings, and then if we have any chat, it will be attached here lah. Okay, now it's not available yet because for Meet recordings, it will take a while to be attached to this event. So in case that in the future you want to recall back what we have covered on that day, always go to this particular, go to your calendar, Google Calendar. If you have Google Calendar in your smartphone, then it will be easier for you. It will be mobile. You can click on it, click on our the date, and then click on our event. Our lecture is every Wednesday, 9 a.m. 14 times. So I wish siapa ni? Farah, Lim, Kelvin, and Daniel, please accept this Meet invitation so that you can also can access the Meet recordings afterwards. Okay, you need to indicate yes, accept the invitation, right? Oh, dapat sudah. Siapa itu? And then for tomorrow, I've already also sent you another email invitation. This is for the practical every Thursday, 9:30 a.m. 14 times. So siapa yang belum accept? Oh, salah. This is my DFT. This one. Every Thursday, 2 p.m. Right? 14 times. Okay. Same people. Farah, Lim, Kelvin, and Daniel. Please accept this. Yes. Right? give you an example, like for my Monday class, okay? You can see that I have 2 recordings here, and then you can always refer to the recording. So meaning I will not be uploading my lecture recording lah. Okay, it will be attached automatically to the event. This is for your info. Okay, let me close that. Okay, let me record this meeting for our chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 is just an introduction. Okay, introduction to the web application. Okay, now what we'll cover in this particular chapter is you need to know what's the difference between the client side and server side, what's the difference between static and dynamic web pages, and there's one particular diagram showing you the components. Okay, components in ASP.NET, and then we definitely need to understand the framework in an overall view. Okay, .NET framework. And then at the end, we will look at how ASP.NET works. And to create a simple ASP.NET page, I believe I will do this tomorrow during the practical session. So let's start with looking at the differences between static web pages and dynamic web pages. This one is very clear cut. If the content and appearance of the web pages, it is always the same. So that is a static web page. Okay, so this is the diagram showing how static web pages are served. Okay, so it will, we need to have our HTML file, all right? When the client access the web page, then the web server will locate that particular page and then return to the client's browser. That's it, okay? So it's static, the content will be the same every time. Okay, this is an example of a static web page. We can see the HTML tag, okay, head, body. Inside the body, I only see there's a heading 2, contact me, and telephone. Now, I'm sure that if we open this file using our browser today and tomorrow, it will still be the same because it's a static web page. So since it is the content is always the same, so what happens is that it will be very fast because the file size is small, right? But then the disadvantages would be there's a limited functionality. Okay, and then this difficult to maintain the content. It's not like as a web developer, we are free to go in and then change everything. It's like you hard code your content, right? So this is where dynamic web pages comes in. Dynamic means the content and appearance of the web page will be generated dynamically at runtime. So what does it mean? It means the contents are not always the same. So example of a dynamic website like the news site. Now my preference would be to read the Star Online. So I just go to www.thestaronline.com.my. So every day I will see different ads. Okay, definitely the news article will be different as well. And then web applications are also examples of dynamic website. Okay, so there are 2 ways in creating a dynamic web pages. Okay, the first one is client side. Second is the server side. We look at the client side first. Client side here. This is similar to the static just now. However, when the client requests a web page, okay, the web server locate the HTML. all right, the HTML will be written to the browser. Okay, and then look at step number 5. All right, because in step number 4, the instructions are also written to the browser. There's a particular module in the browser will process these instructions. Okay, and then so where is the processing done? At the client browser. So that's why you call it as client side. Okay, there's an example. Okay, this is an example. This is a HTML5. One look at the declaration at the top. I know that this is a HTML5. The title is client-side dynamic web page. Look at the body. Okay, inside the body, we have a script. Document.write, and then we call the date function. So we already know that this is dynamic. So what is the output if you run this code today? So today it will display today's date. Tomorrow, then we will see the date for tomorrow. So when the content change, the appearance change, it's no longer a static web page, but dynamic web page. So there's a diagram here. This is showing a server-side dynamic web pages. Now, notice step number 4. The rest of the steps are the same. After the web server locate the instruction file, the web server will be the one who process the instructions. Okay, and then after it's processed in web server, then it will return to the client. So the processing is done where? At the web server. Now, let's show you the example. Now, this is similar to the previous example, but then this time we are using ASP tag. All right. The message is the time is, then followed by the ASP.NET Razor tag. Okay, displayed using a paragraph. So again, the output will be different today and also tomorrow, right? Since for our course, it's not a face-to-face exam, there's no need for you to memorize lah. Okay, but then if we always encounter this code, then at the end of the day, you will remember most of the codes. All right, ASP.NET Razor. A very good summary, okay, that shows the differences between client-side and server-side dynamic pages. Again, we're no longer talking about static page, but now it's dynamic page, client-side versus server-side. Okay, so for client-side, everything is done by the browser. Server-side done by the server. So what we see here, script, right? We are using script. So this is definitely client side. Okay, so languages used for client sides would be the JavaScript. For server side, we have, okay, some of you are familiar with PHP already. Okay, we also have Python. For .NET, it's either C# or VB.NET. I guess Noel's batch, you already learned VB, right? Okay, response speed, definitely client side is faster because it's processed in the client's browser itself. For server side, it will be slower because you need to wait for the response from the server. Therefore, the server memory consumption will be high for the server side. Even though it's slower and then it takes up some memory, the limitation for client side is that we have limited functionality, right? For server side, the reason why we have this, we need to learn this C# VB.NET because we want to do something like database access. We want to provide web services. It cannot be done client side. It must be done by the server. Okay, so if you want to do more function, okay, more complex feature, we do server-side dynamic pages. Okay, now, okay, I want you all to turn on your mic and then give me your answer. Okay, this is a question. We have 4 situations here, so you need to suggest to me which one should we use, client side or server side. Okay, the first one is we want to show a confirm dialog box. Normally, when we want to do a deletion, we will ask the user, "Are you sure you want to delete this item?" Yes, no. So this one, should it be client side, server side?
Client side.
Very
Client
good. Should be client side. Okay, take this down. Client side. How about number 2? To change the button's image during hovering.
Server side.
For me, client.
I agree with client. Okay, I agree with client, because if you wait for the server to do this, then you place your mouse, okay, hover to the button, and then it take like a few seconds. Belum tukar-tukar lagi the button image. Okay. So let me go back to the previous one. If you want it to be faster, okay, then it should be client side. Limited functionality as simple as to change the button image, confirm to show a confirm dialog box should be no problem. Now, how about number 3? Update the ticket balance.
Server side.
Yeah, very good. Server side. Because in order for you to update the balance, you need to access the database. Correct. So go back to the previous one. Yeah, we can do more complex features like database access. Very good. Number 4, display the status post to your online friends. Client side, server side.
Server.
Server.
Yes, I agree. Should be server side. This one, web services. All right. There's certain things that, even though it takes a longer time, but we need the processing done on the server side. Very good. So take note on the answer that we have discussed just now. Let's go to the next one. What is ASP.NET? ASP.NET, it is not a programming language. Okay, it's not a programming language. We later will see that we are using ASP.NET. What is the language? We will use C#. Okay, so what is ASP.NET? It is a server-side technology. Remember that we are dealing with dynamic web pages. So to create dynamic web pages, we will use ASP.NET for BAIT 2113. ASP.NET allows us to use like a C# and VB.NET to create our web pages. Okay, this one, look at the second bullet. ASP.NET is only one of a set of technologies. So meaning the overall, the one, the outer means the superset would be the .NET framework. Okay, for our web application, we are only concentrating on using this server technology, ASP.NET. And ASP.NET, like what has been mentioned just now, can be made, the pages can be made from many languages, right? So the most common one would be C#. I've never used J# before, VB.NET. This is the one used by Noel's batch, right? VB.NET.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. So I have a few students with this knowledge. Very good. Okay. Now, here it says that it is one of a set of technologies. So let's take a look here. It is in fact created by Microsoft. Okay, so we can use this framework, we can build our web app, and then we can deploy it. Okay, to use .NET, what do we need? we need the .NET redistribution package. So if you already have your Visual Studio, what does it mean? It means it is also installed. Okay. At the moment, I can see for mine is version 4.7, but when I Google, if I'm not mistaken, I saw 4.8. But mine last night I saw mine is 4.7 something. Okay, for Linux equivalent is open source. They call it as Mono. Okay, it's a cross-platform open source .NET framework. Okay, so to give you an overall view of the .NET framework. Okay, just now we talked about the ASP.NET. So ASP.NET is one of the technology comprised of the .NET framework. So let's look at the .NET framework in general. So this is a Windows component. Okay, again, to build and run our software applications and also web services. We can use various programming languages. As what we see in this slide, over 60 different programming languages. What's nice about using framework is that as a developer, we only focus on the business logic code. There's no need for us to worry about other things. Okay. When there's a framework, we just use what has been given to us. All right, we can apply it. So we focus more on our business logic. Therefore, when we can focus more on our business logic, it's much more easier. Okay, much more easier for us to build our web app up to deploying our web app. Okay, we need to know what are the components of the .NET framework. So this it is composed of some language runtime, we call it a CLR, and some set of class libraries. Okay, let's take a look at the list in the next slide. Okay, so we need to know CIL, CLR, and so on. So these are the core components or concepts of the .NET framework. We have the common intermediate language. You need to memorize this because this is the only language that can be understood by .NET. And then the runtime, we call it as the CLR, Common Language Runtime. And then the class libraries, we have the .NET Framework class libraries, .NET languages, just now, what was it already? C#, VB, .NET, okay, Windows Form. I believe we will create a simple web form tomorrow during our practical, the ASP.NET and also some of the web services. This diagram summarizes everything. Okay, look at the top layer. That is the first layer, VB.NET, C++, C#, J#. These are the what we call as the supporting languages of .NET. Okay, layer 2 would be the type of applications that can be developed. So we have the window, okay, it can be a window application, it can be a web application. So you can see there's a web forms or Windows form. Okay, layer 3, ADO and XML. ADO stands for Active Data Object. So normally this active data object, we use it to permanently store our data in our SQL server. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. It is used to temporarily store our data in the database. So both ADO.NET and XML, like they act as a medium lah, a mediator between our front end and our back end application. So we have this user interface. So we store our data here, and then to be a median or mediator between this front end and also back end application. And then in layer 4, we have the BCL, okay, the base class library. These are the assembly class library. Let me give you an example. For C, C++, we have header files, right? Like for C programming, we include standard io.h, standard library.h, string.h. For Java, we have package. And then for .NET, we have this BCL or class library. Okay. And then the next layer, layer number 5, is the runtime execution. Okay. So we have CLR. So CLR is the runtime execution engine of our .NET. Okay. Common language runtime. And finally, the one at the bottom is layer 6, operating system. After we have installed our IDE that we're using is Visual Studio, right? Okay, Microsoft Visual Studio. Then we can use it to develop .NET applications. Okay, so this summary overview in a diagram form showing us the features in the .NET framework. Okay, one thing I want to show you all would be the main difference. Okay, like if you are familiar with C programming, you're familiar with Java, we know that after we compile, then we get the machine code. All right. There's two types of compilation. Pre-compile means we compile the code and then it's ready for us when we want to execute it. Interpreted code, it is only compiled at the time of the execution when the user requests the page. So it will be line by line execution, right? So I've included this as a class activity. Later I will post it in the Google Classroom for you to answer. Okay, for .NET, we have the two-step process for the compilation. It's not like we have our code, after compilation, then we straight away get our machine code. No, it is a two-step process. This one you need to know. If you refer to the previous past year, the face-to-face exam, it asks about this. But I believe for the final online assessment, they won't be giving us this since the FOA is an open book, right? Okay, so the two-step process for compilation, we need CIL and CLR. The best thing about having this two-step compilation is that the advantage of optimizing the pre-compiled code and the portability of interpreted code. What does it mean? It means if we have different teams working on the same website, but then one team is using one language, another team is using another language. So since we are having two-step process for the compilation process, this is achievable. Okay, CLR will be the one who will execute our application code. And like what I mentioned just now, look at the second bullet. When we write the application, okay, either using our C# or VB.NET, our source code will never compile directly into machine code. This is, again, it is done through a two-step process compilation. Okay, let me see. So what happened is that imagine you have two teams. One is using VB, one is using C#. So VB, their individual compiler will convert the code into special language first. So it will be converted to CIL. So CIL is like an object-oriented assembly language, not CPU specific. So this is the first stage, right? This language, it's a low level, and then it is just in time compiled into machine code by the JIT. JIT is just in time. So just in time compiler means JIT, right? So now look at this example. Call. This is a calling of a method. Now, why do we have this diagram? Because here, look at the first bullet. It mentioned that the entire application is not compiled from CIL into machine code. The reason is that, look at the second bullet, only the methods that are actually called during execution are compiled. Okay, let me go back. So meaning if you call this particular method, only that will be compiled. It's not that you have all this, then everything will be compiled. Only the methods called during execution are compiled, right? And I believe I mentioned this just now. .NET Framework only understand one language, which is CIL. If you already forgot what the CIL stands for, CIL stands for Common Intermediate Language. I think the diagram will help you to understand this. Okay, this one, this diagram. So the traditional method that we all know is you have your source code, compile, you get your machine code, compile straight to binary code. But then in the .NET Framework, we have the two-step process, right? The first step is your source code. If you're using VB, then your VB compiler will compile it to CIL. If you are using C#, then the C# compiler will be compiled to CIL. Okay, the language that the .NET can understand. MSIL means the Microsoft IL, all right, same thing. And then the second step would be the CLL, the execution engine of our .NET will compile this CIL to our application. The next diagram will be much more easier for you to understand. Let me go back to the previous one. We can use all compliant languages interchangeably within our application, allow different things to work on the same website in different languages. Okay, remember this one. Okay, and then that our source code will never be compiled directly into machine code because it will be compiled into CIL first. Okay, Common Intermediate Language. Okay, and then the .NET Framework understand only CIL. Okay, so I want to emphasize on this before I move on to the next step. So you can see that if your code is using C# code, then it will use the C# compiler, will compile it to CIL. If you're using VB.NET code, then the VBC or VB.NET compiler will compile it to CIL. This is the first phase. Okay, you can read the explanation here. The second phase is the CLR will, our execution engine will compile the CIL to this binary code. Okay, so this is a two-step process for the .NET Framework compilation. All right, I hope this one is clear. Oh, it's 11 a.m. already. I have 5 more slides. Let me finish that. Okay, please bear with me. This one should be straightforward. What is a web server? You'll have learned this during the web design and development. Web server manage the web pages and make them available to client browsers. Okay, Apache server. I mentioned Apache server during the student's introduction just now. And then for my Visual Studio, I think I have IIS, Internet Information Services. Okay, for hosting the ASP.NET website, we need our web server. For Visual Studio, we have the Visual Studio Development Server. And then the Windows OS has IIS built into it, but it is not enabled by default. And then there's another third party called Altidev Cassini web server. So we're not going to use the third party one. Okay. And finally, how ASP.NET works. Remember dynamic pages. Okay. In our HTML document, then we have certain section of code that we will mark with the ASP code. Okay, so what happened is that the IIS web server or perhaps the Visual Studio Development Server, we look for our file. Okay, we will, since we are using SP, right? So it will look for files with the extension ASPX. Right, tomorrow we will do this. We will create an ASPX web formula, right, to see overall view. There's a diagram here, similar to the previous diagram. When the client requests for the web page, say the web page is in .aspx, not a .html anymore, then the web server will locate the instructions file. So in this case, it will look for this ASP.NET module, a file called this .dll. Right, so once the web server found this, then send for the CLR for compilation, and then the result will be returned to the browser, and browser will display the page for us. So basically that's it. Okay, that's it. End of chapter 1. Okay. So tomorrow I will see you all for the practical, and next week then I will give you the let me see, I will give you the quiz, the 5-question quiz, and then let me turn on the class activity question. Okay. This is the question from the from our lecture. All right, give me a moment. My question, similar to what we have in the slide, what are the differences between pre-compiled code and interpreted code? So to answer this, you can either include a website link or YouTube video to accompany your answer. Right, so I've attached a short video, and then I allow students to reply to each other. Student can edit the answers, so some kind of like what do we call this? A blended learning, right? Asynchronous learning. So I will click the ask button. Okay, so after you're done, don't forget to click turn in. All right, I guess that's all for today. It's already 11:05 minutes. Let me see. 2 minutes left. Thank you, Noel. So there's no question? Okay, so I'll end my class here. Bye-bye.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Welcome, Farah. Goodbye, Alvin.